All right. So I think we've learned everything there is to know about mesh and Wi-Fi's and networks, and I think it's better now.
Yeah.
So and it looks like the quality on Crowdcast is probably the better place to be. YouTube works as well, but if you're on YouTube, try out Crowdcast because that's where we have the questions and polls and kind of the communication going with you guys. So if you want to kind of interact with us,
Yeah.
that's a better platform to be at. Yeah, so we just listened to Jakarta EE on Raspberry Pi, which was a fairly interesting combination, I'd say. So, Shabnam, how many Raspberry Pis do you have in your home?
Well, currently zero, but I'm up for an experience.
Yeah, do you even know what a Raspberry Pi is?
Well, it's basically, well, you can explain it better, but I think it's somehow you can connect from your basically tool to the to experiment or do some tests.
Yeah,
on
it's
the...
basically a small computer.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
To run some tests.
Yeah, you
but
can.
I think we're here, Ivar, to talk about the Java user groups in this session. So if you are a JUG member, let us know which JUGs you're, joining the live stream or watching the live stream from. And but Ivar, do we know how many Java user groups are out there globally?
Yeah, luckily there is a thing called Bing AI or ChatGPT that knows this, so I can answer that very easily. It's more than 400 Java user groups around the world.
Wow, that's
that's
a
a
lot
lot.
of Java. Yeah, that's great to know actually. So basically, this year I think you had a big tour going to different JUG meetups throughout the different countries. So. Why not watch a video of a summary of some of the meetups that Ivar has been attending this year? And yeah, so let's watch that and let's talk about it more.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're back. So yeah, I visited a lot of jugs this year. I think when I count them, it's 10 in total.
Oh, okay.
It's in all over North America, Europe, and actually Asia as well. So we're covering kind of half the world.
Right.
So next year maybe we should do Australia, South America, and Antarctica.
Yeah, that would
Do you
be
know
a-
if there is a jug in Antarctica?
Yeah, let us know. So actually, Ivar, how has been the experience so far with all these meetups this year?
Yes, so the good thing about speaking or visiting a Java user group is that you get to meet the local community, the local Java community, interact with them, have some pizza or food or whatever they're serving, attend some good talks, and it's a much more kind of intimate, interactive experience than a big conference can be.
Right. Right. So if there is any opportunity in your country or in your city, and you want to us to participate, let us know so that Ivar can join as a speaker and have a talk there and meet you all.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I know that there are two upcoming meetups that you have in Canada, right?
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah. So this week, since we were here in Ottawa, tomorrow I'm speaking at the Ottawa Jug here,
Nice.
then I'll go over to Toronto and do the same thing there.
Perfect. And what is the topic of your talk? Actually?
The topic of the talks here is it's about the migration of the namespace, and
okay.
it's in the context of Spring Boot. So since Spring Boot is very much based on top of Jakarta EE and the technologies underneath, they are kind of affected by the namespace change that we introduced in Jakarta E9.
So that would
So
be-
this is a talk helping Spring developers how to cope with that namespace change with the
Perfect.
migration.
That would be pretty helpful, I think. So we actually talking about involvement of JUGs or how the importance of JUGs or Java user groups. We have interviewed two of the community members of the iJUG, which is the Java user group in Germany. So let's hear it from them why JUG involvement is important for to get involved in Jakarta EE and how or where you can start from if you're a JUG member to get involved in Jakarta EE.
iJack, we have different kind of members. We have newcomers, so we have young people, and we even have developers that already work with Java like 25 or 30 years, something like that. And I would say for all of them, Jakarta EE has some great benefits. When starting with the newcomers, it's well documented. It's a small set of well-defined APIs that you need to know, and you do not need to take care, for example, of any implementations. So it's, I wouldn't say super easy to learn, but it's much better to learn than something where you have a mix of API, of implementation, and that changes like twice a year. And with Jakarta EE, if you ask a question today, the answer will be valid like in 5 years. And based on that, there is so much good content out there that helps newcomers to really learn about the concepts, to learn the APIs, and use them in their job. And for like senior developers, it's generally the same. I think what they really like about it is that it's stable, because they often seen that they needed to recreate projects based on API changes, framework changes. And by using Jakarta EE, you have a very good roadmap how you can like update, for example, each year your application based on the new version. Sometimes you need to do migrations. We had this not so good thing with the Java X moving to Jakarta namespace that took a lot of work for sure. But with newer versions, in the best case, you just update the version and don't need to change anything. And that is awesome.
So we're thinking about organizing more talks with, let's say, working group members at the local JAKs, and getting these people who commit, who improve the specification into conversations with their current and future users, and to close the feedback loop, make it even smaller, faster, to the benefit of all sides, I think.
That's a very good question. And at iJack, we already thought about that. I would say there are different call to actions that could be done and should be done in near future. So one thing is, we already talked about how to contribute, right? And that is a hurdle for a lot of people. So from my point of view, during hand-on sessions like tutorials or workshop, like how to contribute to Jakarta EE or to Eclipse Foundation projects in general, that would be great. And we have from iJack some very good conferences, events in Germany, like the Java Land or the Java Forum Stuttgart or the Java Forum Nord, where we could host, together with the Eclipse Foundation, such events to get developers into it, understand the workflows, understand the concepts, and so on. I would say it not only benefits iJack, it benefits iJack and Jakarta EE. From my point of view, and that is from my point of view, one of the important topics why the iJack is part of Jakarta EE, a standard needs to be formed by as many different individuals or companies as possible to really have different meanings, different insights into the topic. And in Jakarta EE, we have a lot of vendors that are part of the working group and that are working on the specifications. And based on this, having a member that is not a vendor, that is not a company, like the iJack, or another good example is the London Java user group, that bring a totally different, view on that topic, and can really be the voice of the members of the community. And that is, from my point of view, a very important topic for Jakarta EE. And now coming to why is it important for iJack? Because we then, as the voted individuals who go to the Jakarta EE meeting, who contribute to all that, can be a voice for the whole community. And the iJak community, I mean, it's the community of all German Java user groups. So we're talking about a huge community with a lot of Jakarta EE developers. And what we can do is we can bring news, insights directly to those people. And on the other hand, take input from those people and bring it to the working group.
So we are able to get in contact with the specification leads and committers. We are talking with them, working with them. We can influence where the technology is going to, or be heard, give our opinion on questions that come up when they try to decide what is the right thing to do.
So speaking about jugs getting involved, there are other ways as well, Ivar, beyond the things that are mentioned in the video, that Java user groups can get involved. And an example for that is the Adopt a Spec program, right? So they can get involved in particular specifications that they're interested in. But what are those ways, Ivar? How can they get involved in a specification?
Yeah, so the Adopt a Spec program is very flexible. It's up to the JUG how much they want to get involved. And as an example from previous specification, it can be a Java user group dedicates a meeting, one of their meetups, to just have a presentation from one of the specification committers, and then maybe review a specification and come with feedback.
Right.
It could be to test out an early version of the implementation, or just talk about it. Yeah, you can spread knowledge about it in social media.
Write a blog.
Write a blog, and just to be generally kind of helping out, if following the mailing list. So if there isn't kind of easy to take on task,
right,
that the specification project is asking, hey, can anybody help about this? Then
right.
you can jump in and do that. Or maybe you have some experience from your work life working with this sort of technologies, so you can jump in and say, hey, have you thought about this and that? You know?
Right. And we actually have a dedicated page on our website under the community section, which is called Adopt a Spec, and you can find all the information there, and you will see our current JUG members that have adopted a spec and learn how you can get involved as well.
Yes, and the Java user group will get their logo with a link to their website on the specification page at Jakarta.ee. So it's a good kind of feed into the events they are doing as well.
Yes. So I think the other thing that we are still waiting for you to, share with us is the theme, the gingerbread cookie theme that we have this year. So tag us, just create your cookies. There's still time. I think we have like around 8 more hours. So just tag us and let us know and share.
And you've created some and shared.
I have, yes. Yeah. It's already on Twitter, so we can just check that out.
I put mine out there as well, but I'm kind of embarrassed about it when I see the ones you created.
No, yours are amazing. Like, we have created a lot, and we're going to see throughout the year, the work that has been done by our team to create the gingerbread cookie. But we're waiting for yours as well. So
And also, if you're not on any social media, because there are people that are not on social media, you can post that picture or on Crowdcast chat, I think. I don't know if you can post pictures there, but at least you can tell that I made something or
exactly.
I tried.
Yes.
That's what I would have done. Just say I tried.
True.
Yeah.
But then I think that we have we have a number of questions in the poll sections as well.
Yes.
We still want to hear from you. Let us know what you think in different basically parts that we have created. There are different questions that we need your feedback with those. So
So if you look at the Crowdcast screen at the bottom there, I think you have some icon saying polls.
Yes.
You can click on that and answer some questions.
Yes.
And you can also ask your own questions in the Q&A or in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
And it can be general questions to us that we will try to address in the studio, or it can be specific questions to the talk ongoing, and the speaker will try to address them.
Yeah, that would be great. So the next talk, actually, I will introduce that. We will have Mods Open, and it's about Enterprise Kotlin, Jakarta EE for Kotlin developers. I'm really interested to know what it
Yeah,
is.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. So let's watch that. Let's hear it from Mods.